Whether you just picked up your Tesla Model 3 or are still waiting for delivery, there are a lot of accessories to consider buying for your car. Here's my top 5 recommendations. As much as I love the Model 3, I found myself disappointed by the car's lighting, which is actually pretty dim. There are lights in the trunk, glove box, ambient lights in the footwells, the door holders, and puddle lights on the bottoms of the doors that shine on the ground. As for brightness, they're adequate at best. I find the trunk lights particularly bad because they're such weak lights trying to cover such a large area. But thankfully, there's a simple solution. Abstract Ocean offers replacement bulbs that are identical to the originals, but they're 16 times brighter. Installing them is extremely easy. All you need is a spudger, which Abstract Ocean also sells, or a screwdriver, something to help you pry and pop the light from the socket. The trunk has 2 lights located above the wheel areas. Just pop one side of the light that has the indentation until the whole thing pops out. Disconnect the wire and then attach the wire to the new bulb and pop back into place. There's a small rectangular plastic frame on the other side of the trunk liner. Do your best to pull that onto the back side of the bulb. It helps to secure it into place. Here's a before and after. I used the same exposure settings on the camera, so this is an apples to apples comparison. It's pretty dramatic. Swapping out the glove box light is just as easy. There's a single bulb located on the top edge of the compartment. Just pry one side out and pop the new bulb into place. Again, dramatically brighter. The last bulbs I switched out were the puddle lights on the bottoms of the doors. There's one bulb located on the underside of each door. Same exact steps here. And again, these are the exact same camera exposure settings showing the before and after. I'm extremely happy with Abstract Ocean's lights, which come with a 2-year warranty. It only takes 5 minutes to swap them out and offers a lot more light. If you use my referral code, which I'll link to in the description down below, you can get 15% off your first order. For those of us that live in northern climates, we have the joy of dealing with winter weather. Getting all-weather floor mats for our cars is pretty much a must. On my previous cars, I've been a big fan of WeatherTech all-weather floor mats, but they haven't released their own yet for the Tesla Model 3. However, they do manufacture Tesla's own all-weather floor mats. I'm not a big fan of how they look, and they don't offer as much coverage as I'd like. There are some great alternatives from Evannex and Maxpider, which I'll also link to in the description down below, but I landed on Tuxmat. I've had these since day one of owning my car, and I've been really happy with the build quality and how well they work. Based on the pictures on the website, I wasn't sure I'd like the look of them, but they look great in person. I still have to get through a winter with them, but they've done really well with some heavy rains and keeping the water contained. And don't judge me for how they look on the video. They're a little dirty, but they are very easy to clean. A simple, just quick wipe down, and they're good to go. Installing them is a piece of cake. They fit like a glove and include some clips that you attach to the edges and slide up under the car's door trim. The driver's mat also comes with a locking hook that holds the center of the mat into place against the floor. It prevents it from sliding around and moving as you drive. My one complaint is the sides that hug the center console require some Velcro stickies to keep it against the inner wall, which Tuxmat does provide, but the adhesive of the Velcro pads doesn't stick too well to the back of the mat itself, and I had to super glue them into place on the mat, not the car. It's not great, but my solution worked. Again, for those of us with rougher winters or wet climates, getting trunk mats is probably a good idea too. Unlike the floor mats, I went with Tesla's own liners here, which are made by WeatherTech. I think they look great, and they provide some great coverage of the trunk and the frunk. They do a good job of containing water and protecting the trunk lining. And I'm sure some of you experience this too, but when it's raining and you open the trunk, the water that's rolling down the back window has a tendency to get enough speed and jump the trunk lid gap and stream right into the trunk. It hasn't been a big issue, at least for me, but since I have these liners, it's not a big deal if and when it happens. I really like the look of the Performance Model 3's red calipers and aluminum foot pedals. In fact, my previous car, my Ford Fusion Energy, had similar aluminum pedals, which gave the car a really nice refined look. The pedal covers that come by default with the non-Performance Model 3s are very utilitarian. They get the job done, but aren't super pretty. For less than $50, you can pick up the Top Fit Performance pedal covers, which give you the same exact look as the Performance Model 3s. They're easy to install as you just pull off the brake's rubber cover and slide the new one on. The accelerator pedal cover just slides right on top of the existing cover. The Derek YouTube channel has a great installation video that's attached to the Amazon product page. I absolutely love the way these look in the car. I mentioned this in my all-wheel drive Model 3 review, which I'll link to here and in the description in case you haven't seen it. The piano black glossy surface looks great, but it's not forgiving when it comes to dust and fingerprints. I ended up getting a matte black vinyl wrap from Abstract Ocean, which actually blends really well with the color and texture of the vegan leather of the car. If this isn't your taste, you can pick up anything from brushed metal to carbon fiber. Abstract Ocean has quite a few great looking options, and they're relatively easy to install. It's a pretty forgiving material to work with and takes just a little bit of patience. And if you screw up a piece and need a new one, Abstract Ocean will send you your first replacement piece for free. In the end, I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think it looks like the car came from the factory this way. One thing that surprised me about being a Tesla owner is how vibrant the Tesla community is, and how many options we have when it comes to aftermarket parts and accessories. It feels a lot like the Apple community in that way. There's a lot more options for Teslas than other manufacturers from my experience. All of these choices make it really easy to customize the look of your car and give it a little bit of your personality and style. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below on what accessories you've bought or are planning to buy. I'm curious what your experiences are. I've included links to everything I've talked about in the description, and as I mentioned earlier, you can get 15% off your first order with Abstract Ocean, which can save you a lot of money on the console wraps, bright LED lights, screen protectors, and much more. If you'd like to support the channel and are looking to buy a Tesla, you can get 6 months of free supercharging by using my referral code, which I'll include in the description as well. The same code also works if you're looking at Tesla Solar, which will give you an extended warranty. And a special thanks to all of you who've purchased a Tesla with my referral code. It really means a lot. And if you're one of those people, do not hesitate to shoot me a message on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or my website. I'd love to hear from you and how the purchase experience went and what you think of the car. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to get alerts when I post new videos. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.